This is craziness right here, and this kind of mechanism.
What kind of mechanism is that?
It's called a matchlock.
I don't know that much about Joe Sewell.
He's a Hall of Famer, played for the 32 World Champion Yankees.
The episode opens with pure Pawn Stars chaos. Rick's juggling everything from Japanese rifles to vintage guitars, and we're barely 30 seconds in before someone mentions Superman. That's right, gangsters, guitars, and superheroes all in one episode. Rick's grin says it all. You never know what's gonna come through that door. Translation? This shop's about to turn into an antique circus, and Rick's the ringmaster holding a magnifying glass and a calculator.
It's a Japanese antique rifle.
Whoa, that is gnarly. You just don't see a lot of them. I really do dig it.
First up, a Japanese antique matchlock rifle that looks like it weighs more than Chumley's lunch order. Rick hefts it and jokes, "It's like a workout tool." The seller explains it's been in his family for generations, passed down from his great uncle. Rick's impressed. It's probably from the late 1700s. The intricate firing mechanism catches his attention, but he warns, if it rains, the gunpowder's gone. That's one way to lose a war in your eyebrows.
Whoa, that is gnarly.
It's a Japanese antique rifle.
It weighs a good 40 or 50 pounds.
It's heavy.
Rick breaks down the history lesson like a proud professor. Japan, he explains, stayed isolated until the 1860s, sticking with this matchlock tech while Europe moved on 2 centuries earlier. Still, he admits there's a big collector market for these. The seller hopes for $5,700, but Rick's not biting yet. It could be worth 10 grand or 500 bucks. He shrugs. Translation, get ready for the classic, let me call a buddy move.
Well, my family's Japanese.
Okay.
My great uncle and my father, they were all in the military, so it's been passed down from generation to generation.
Cue the expert. While Rick preps for his friend's arrival, the show cuts to Corey meeting a new customer, a young guy carrying a 1952 Fender Telecaster. The dude found it in his grandpa's basement. Corey's instantly intrigued. Telecasters from the early 50s are basically rock and roll holy relics. The seller says he needs money for college tuition, and Corey's face screams, "Kid, this guitar's worth more than your major."
If there's a breeze, it's gone. If there's a drop of rain in the sky, it's wet, and if a little cinder falls off this and lands in that, you're shooting. In Europe, they stopped using this type of firing mechanism.
Corey inspects it like a surgeon. "These are the first real electric guitars," he explains. Solid body, minimal feedback, pure tone. The kind of instrument that built rock history. The seller's asking $13,000, which makes Corey wince. "I've seen these go for 5 grand, and I've seen them go for 500,000. The suspense hits maximum volume. Naturally, Corey does what every Harrison does best. Calls an expert to verify if this thing's the real deal.
Basement, and he loved to play, so gotta get himself a good guitar.
Do you know much about it? Or?
I know it's old.
Cut to Rick again, because it's expert time for that massive Japanese rifle. Sean, the arms specialist, arrives and immediately looks like a kid on Christmas. He confirms it's a wall gun, designed for defensive use in the late 1700s. "You wouldn't run around with it. It's like carrying a log," he laughs. Rick beams when Sean says it's worth between $3,000 and $6,000. Big spread, but big potential payday. Rick smells profit.
Figure this thing out.
Hey Rick, how are you?
How's it going?
Hey, I'm Sean.
Myra, nice to meet you.
Holy crap. Wow. Do you mind?
Please.
It feels a good 40 pounds.
Negotiation time. Rick opens at $2,000. The seller shoots for $3,500. Rick counters with $2,200 and refuses to budge. The seller sighs, realizing Rick's poker face could win awards. Finally, he agrees. Deal. Rick beams, already planning the resale, while the seller walks off dreaming about using the cash to buy a modern gun he can actually fire. That's the Pawn Star circle of life. Sell old weapons, buy new ones.
Things that are selling for about $5,700.
Okay. Let me call someone up, take a look at it. It might be worth 10 grand, it might be worth 500 bucks.
Back to the shop. Corey's guitar expert Jesse arrives. One look and he's drooling. It's a Blackguard Telecaster, early 52. All original, he confirms. He even finds Tayo Gomez's initials inside, the legendary Fender Craftsman. Value, between $25,000 and $30,000. Corey's grin could light up Vegas. When the seller says $13,000 cash sounds great, Corey doesn't even blink. Deal. College tuition secured, and Corey walks away looking like a rock star himself.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Let me call a friend of mine down, because I've seen these things go for $5,000. I've seen them go for $500,000.
Meanwhile, Rick meets another customer, this one holding something truly super, the very first Superman action figure ever made, complete with box. Rick's skeptical but fascinated. "This is the original merchandising?" he asks. "Yep, 1939. The seller proudly replies. The box alone could make collectors lose their minds. The guy wants $6 grand. Rick jokes, "You better get some kryptonite." The humor's light, but his face says, "We need an expert." Stat.
This is the very first piece of merchandising ever done for Superman.
The very first, huh?
As a matter of fact, it's the first superhero action figure of anybody.
Superman?
Yes, sir.
Faster than a speeding bullet.
Toy expert Johnny rolls in like a comic book encyclopedia. He confirms it's legit, the first Superman figure ever produced, but with some repainting and minor restoration. Johnny says, "It's great, but collectors love originals." Value, around $3,000 with the box included. The seller's disappointed. He wanted $5 or $6 grand, but Johnny's firm. Restoration hurts value. Rick offers $2,000. The seller refuses, saying, "I'll just keep it." You can feel the kryptonite sting.
This is the oddly shaped Superman. Okay. He's got a weird pelvic region.
That's awesome. I mean, they don't come up very often, to be honest with you.
Back at the shop, things get heated. Literally. Chumley's arguing with Rick over a missing guitar that turns out wasn't actually missing. Corey had sold it, but forgot to update the computer. Rick's blood pressure spikes as Chum insists, "It wasn't me." The second Corey strolls in, holding the check, Rick's face drops. Chum's smirk says it all. "You owe me an apology," he declares. Rick just groans. "How about a thank you?" Pure family chaos.
I mean, you could have been in the zone and you were looking it up and wanted to go find out more
Have you
about
seen
it.
this guitar? The Telecaster guitar that came off this morning?
I just sold it. That's what that check's for.
We kick things off with pure Harrison family chaos. Rick's planning to buy his daughter a new car, and Corey's already roasting him. "You're bringing her with you?" Corey asks. "Big mistake. She'll have you wrapped around her finger in 5 minutes." The old man piles on. "Davey's a con artist. Rick swears he won't spend over $10,000. Yeah, sure, Rick. That's the most unrealistic promise since I'll only buy one item today.
Davey's got a car I want to look at, and thinking about getting your little sister a new car.
You're not taking your daughter with you, are you?
Right after the intro, a customer walks in holding what looks like some colorful doodles. "I have Keith Haring artwork," he says proudly. Rick's eyes light up. "Where'd you get these?" The guy replies, "From Keith Haring's lover's lover." Rick's expression is priceless, half impressed, half confused. "What a tangled web we weave," he mutters. The seller's hoping for $75,000. Talk about aiming high for some stick figures with halos.
And you're gonna spend 10 grand on a car.
I am not going to get taken advantage of.
Rick's impressed but cautious. Haring's work is iconic, but the market's full of fakes. He explains Haring's rise from subway graffiti artist to global pop icon. The guy nods like he's at an art history lecture, pretending to follow along. "He used markers on everything," Rick says. "Chairs, walls, driftwood. Basically, if it didn't move, Haring drew on it." Rick calls his art expert Brett to verify the drawings. Time to separate hype from history.
Keith Haring, he started off as a graffiti artist, actually went to art school.
Meanwhile, Chumley's holding what he calls a spork. The seller corrects him. Actually, it's a Civil War amputee utility tool. Chumley stares at it like it's alien tech. "So, like a fork knife thing?" The guy laughs. "Yeah, kind of like a nork." Apparently, soldiers who lost arms used it to cut and eat. Chumley's both fascinated and horrified. It's grim history, but also the ultimate multi-tool. He jokes, "At least you can scratch your back with it too."
It's a utility tool from the Civil War era for amputees.
Oh, so what, they could cut?
The seller wants $200. Chumley starts at $50. The man haggles. "Come on, it's from the Civil War." Chumley's like, "We don't even know that." They banter back and forth like two kids at a garage sale. Finally, Chum offers $60. Deal made. The seller laughs. "I wasn't thrilled, but it's fine." Chumley wins again. Civil War history, bought for the price of dinner at Applebee's.
I'll give you $50 for it, man.
You can do $100. Using the Civil War, you know.
Back in comes Brett, Rick's art expert, to check out those Keith Harings. He's instantly impressed. "These are great," he says, explaining how Haring's cartoonish outlines made viewers feel like they were watching a TV screen. He points out classic symbols: the radiant baby, the three-eyed face, the snake. Rick's nodding like a proud student. Brett confirms they're definitely not prints. These are real, one-of-a-kind drawings. Things are looking good.
Of art history. So I called Brett down to check him out.
These are the herrings you were telling me about.
Brett continues. He'd comment on money, religion, and consumerism. See the dollar sign? The cross? Rick asks the big question. So they're real? Brett nods. They're real, and each could fetch $40,000 to $50,000 in a New York gallery. Rick nearly chokes. The seller's jaw drops. Suddenly, $75,000 doesn't sound so crazy after all. Rick thanks Brett, but you can tell he's already doing mental math on how much he can flip these for.
And I see a lot of them in here. You see, you've got the radiant baby. He was very well known for the baby. The three-eyed.
Negotiation time. Rick starts at $45,000 for both. The seller pushes for $50,000. Rick ups it to $48,000. Final offer. That's all I can do, he says. The seller hesitates but gives in. Deal. Rick's grin could light up Vegas. Only in America, the guy laughs. You bring cartoons to a pawn shop and walk out with $48,000. He's right. That's a new truck. Or in Rick's case, probably another fossil.
I'll give you 45 grand for it.
I would say that 50,000 and they're yours.
Cut to Rick meeting Davey at his used car lot. It's sketchy from the jump. Davey brags about his Jeep. It's fully loaded. Rick wants something practical for his daughter. Davey's pushing an off-road tank. They used him in the war, Davey says proudly. Rick deadpans, no they didn't. Davey's not taking the hint. Rick's trying to stick to his $10,000 budget. The audience already knows. He's doomed.
Davey called me up, said he had a car I might like, and my daughter's looking for a car also, so I figured maybe I can kill two birds with one stone.
Inside the shop, Corey's dealing with a woman selling Dion quintuplet dolls. They're from the 1930s, and yes, they're as creepy as they sound. They just keep coming and coming, Corey jokes as she pulls them out one by one. The seller wants $2,000. Corey launches into full history professor mode. 5 identical babies, born to a poor Canadian family, turned into national celebrities, and tragically exploited by the government. Creepy dolls, sad story, perfect Pawn Stars combo.
Now I know how Mr. Dion felt. They just keep coming and coming and coming.
Corey's intrigued, but admits he has no idea what they're worth. I don't even know if people collect these, he calls Johnny, his toy expert. The seller's hopeful, but admits, they creep me out. Same, honestly. Meanwhile, Rick's still at the car lot, battling Davey and his daughter's cute car wish list. Davey's pushing a Mercedes. Rick's fuming. I said practical. Corey's dealing with haunted dolls. Rick's fighting sales demons. It's chaos on both fronts.
And then to make it even weirder, the Canadian government decided that the Dions were not fit parents.
Johnny, the toy expert, arrives and dives right in. These are neat, he says. You got the high chairs, composition material, original tags. He explains that the dolls sold more merchandise than Shirley Temple back in the 1930s. Nowadays, he adds, they're a niche collectible. Creepy, but valuable. One set's worth about $600, the other up to $1,400. The seller's thrilled, Corey less so, because creepy or not, he's the one who has to sell them.
Some Dion quintuplets.
Cool, man. It's not every day you see 2 sets of these. These are neat, man. You got the high chair.
Corey offers $1,200 total. The seller shoots back. How about $1,600? He counters $1,400. Final offer. The woman sighs and declines. I'll just keep them. Corey shrugs. Offer stands. She walks out, muttering about maybe returning. Somewhere, those dolls are plotting revenge. For once, Corey looks relieved not to close the deal.
I would put a value on this set here in the maybe $600 range.
Finally, the big reveal. Rick's back from Davey's dealership. Corey asks what car he bought. Rick tries dodging the question. Something reliable. Chumley grins. What kind of car? Rick refuses to say. Then his daughter walks in asking for gas money, and the guys follow her outside. Cue the shock. It's a brand new Mercedes. So much for under $10,000.
So what'd you get her?
I got her a practical, safe car.
What kind of car?
A safe, reliable car. I don't want to hear anything else.
What'd you do, get her a Yugo?
Corey's dying laughing. You said 10 grand. How much did you spend? Rick mutters, 28,000. Everyone erupts. You're the sucker, Corey shouts. How much did Davey make off you? Rick grumbles, 10 grand probably. Classic Rick. He can buy rare art for $48,000 like a pro, but gets hustled by a used car salesman. Daddy's girl wins again.
So what happened to being practical?
Well, apparently cars are a little bit more expensive than...
The episode opens with one wild mix. Rick chasing gold coins, coins, Corey eyeing baseball history, and someone apparently bringing in the actual Wayne's World car. Yeah, the Mirthmobile. Does it still have the licorice dispenser? Rick jokes. Spoiler, it does. Meanwhile, another customer strolls in with a Ty Cobb game-used bat signed by Joe Sewell. If that means nothing to you, don't worry. Rick's about to pretend he's an expert in both baseball and pop culture.
This is absolutely great. Does it still have the licorice dispenser? Swing!
First item of the day, a Buster Brown bench. The guy says he bought it at a small town auction, and Rick's inner nostalgia alarm goes off. I had Buster Browns as a kid, he says. Translation: you're about to get a history lecture. Rick dives in. Early 1900s marketing genius, comic strip tie-ins, and free comic books inside the shoeboxes. Basically, Buster Brown was the Nike of 1900, with more moral lessons and fewer swooshes.
Got it for the advertising that's on it.
Okay. Buster Brown shoes were the #1 kids' shoes in the United States.
The bench looks like it survived a century of tired shoe shoppers. The seller wants $2,500. Rick gives the polite version of no way. He explains that, restored, it might fetch $1,000 tops. He offers $300, knowing full well it's more of a fixer-upper than a fortune. The seller politely declines, saying he'll keep it for his house. Rick shrugs. Another cool piece of history, just not a profitable one.
Comic book in with the shoes because it's going to pound it into a little boy's head or a little girl's head that, last time they bought Buster Browns, they got this neat comic book with it.
Oh, sure.
Cut to the shop. Rick's getting ready to fly to Florida for the big Fun Show coin auction. Corey and Chumlee tease him mercilessly. Fun Show? Corey laughs. Sounds like the nerdiest party on earth. Rick fires back. It stands for Florida United Numismatists. Chumlee grins. So it's a coin convention for nerds? Rick groans. Just behave while I'm gone. Yeah, that's like asking a cat to babysit a fish.
Going to the Fun Show.
Fun show.
It's not what you would consider fun.
What's fun stand for?
Meanwhile, Corey gets his own headline act, a Ty Cobb game-used bat, supposedly signed 3 times by Hall of Famer Joe Sewell. The seller, a seasoned sports collector, wants $100,000. Corey's skeptical, but intrigued. So Ty Cobb's bat signed by another guy who used it, he asks, visibly confused. Sounds like baseball's version of Who's On First. Still, it's potentially huge, so he calls in his authentication experts.
So Ty Cobb signed Joe Sewell's bat, or?
Joe Sewell signed Ty Cobb's bat, but Joe Sewell used it.
Expert number 1, Steve, arrives to verify the autographs. He checks all 3 Joe Sewell signatures, confirming they're 100% real. But quick reality check, Sewell's not exactly Babe Ruth on the collector scale. His signature alone, worth maybe $150. The seller's face falls. Steve shrugs. Hey, it's genuine, but not gold-plated. Corey thanks him, but still needs the second opinion, because game used could mean the difference between $1,000 and $100,000.
Authenticates all my sports stuff. The guy's really, really good, and a guy who does all my signatures.
Okay.
Cut to Florida. Rick's at the Fun Show, surrounded by coin collectors with magnifying glasses and briefcases. He's hunting for a 1915 Panama Pacific $50 gold coin, the rare octagonal one. He finds a seller asking $70,000. Rick tries $65,000, but the guy won't budge. My customer in Vegas will pay $70 flat, Rick sighs. No profit margin. He walks away. Rare for Rick to actually pass on gold.
This is the place where all the big money buyers are at.
Then another dealer offers one for $48,000. Sounds like a steal until Rick inspects it. It's been cleaned, he groans. In coin terms, that's like saying it's been sandpapered with regret. My customer won't take this, the seller shrugs. That's why it's cheap, Rick laughs. Cheap's not good when it's damaged gold. He heads back to the first guy to renegotiate. Classic Rick. Circle back, deal smart.
So how much you asking for this?
$70,000.
Would you take 65 for it?
No.
Back with the first seller, Rick offers $66,000. The man holds firm at $67,500. Rick caves, shakes his hand, and grins. A little money's better than no money. He immediately calls his Vegas client, flips it for $70,000. Profit, $2,500. The smile says it all. That's better than no dollars, he laughs. Only Rick can turn a 2,500 buck flip into a victory lap. But hey, money's money.
I guess we'll go back to the other guy.
Okay. $48,000 was great.
Before heading home, Rick makes one last Florida stop, the Wayne's World car. Yes, that Mirthmobile, the 1976 AMC Pacer from the movie's iconic Bohemian Rhapsody scene. Rick's practically giggling. Party on, Garth. The owner explains it came from a museum. Rick asks the obvious, does it still have the licorice dispenser? It does. Somewhere, Mike Myers just smiled.
How you doing? I'm doing great. So this is it. This is the car.
The car still has camera mounts from filming and all the original parts. But here's the catch. It doesn't run. It's been sitting 20 years, the seller admits. Rick groans, inspecting the peeling paint and destroyed seats. It's rougher than I thought, he sighs. Seller wants $15,000. Rick goes low, $9,000. They meet at $9,500. Rick grins. I bought Wayne's World. Probably a pain in the ass, but a fun one. Party on, Pawn Stars.
It's a great American classic. The AMC Pacer is considered one of the ugliest cars ever made.
Absolutely.
Back in Vegas, Corey's follow-up expert, Jeremy, arrives to evaluate the bat's true value. He confirms it's a Ty Cobb model made to Cobb's specifications but used only by Joe Sewell. Translation: not Ty Cobb's personal bat, just the same make. Still super rare, but nowhere near six figures. Jeremy values it at $15,000. The seller's face? Pure disbelief.
A guy came in with a Ty Cobb bat that was used in the 1920s by fellow Hall of Famer Joe Sewell.
Corey's fair but firm. 15's the expert value. I can offer 12 max. The seller tries coming down to $75,000, but Corey's already shaking his head. Not even close. They part politely, but the seller's salty. That expert didn't know the market, he grumbles on his way out. Sure, buddy. Everyone's an expert when their item's overpriced.
Now, we're not dealing with just a Ty Cobb bat here. We also have Joe Sewell's name engraved into the bat barrel as well.
Rick finally returns to the shop, glowing with pride. I bought the Wayne's World car. Corey and Chum-Lee lose it. Please tell me it still has the licorice dispenser. Rick grins. It does. Corey laughs. We gotta recreate the headbanging scene. The old man squints. What's headbanging? Corey smirks. It's something people with hair do, boss. Rick sighs. Never mind, Dad. Never mind. Cue Queen. Roll credits.
I bought the coolest thing on the planet, the AMC Pacer from Wayne's World.
The episode opens with big news. Lily's internship is ending. Chum-Lee immediately blurts, "You're not pregnant, are you?" Classic Chum. Rick, trying to stay serious, reminds everyone it's been a whole year since she joined. The old man drops one of his philosopher lines. Life marches on. Rick laughs. Did you just read that in a book? The shop's bracing for goodbyes. And probably more Chum-Lee chaos.
Have some news.
Not pregnant, are you?
No. Jeez.
First customer of the day strolls in with a Pony Express Bible. He claims only 300 were printed in 1859. Rick lights up instantly. Now that's American history. Corey rolls his eyes. Seems dumb to carry a Bible when you're racing mail. The seller insists writers swore an oath on it. Rick admits it's cool, but rough. The spine's destroyed, half the cover's gone. Seller wants $5,000. Rick calls for Rebecca, the book guru. Time to find out if it's divine or a dud.
This is a Pony Express Bible.
Okay, so it's a quick read.
Cut back to Lily's final review. Rick gives the full dad speech. You're a fast learner, on time, and you'll do great. The old man praises her for not picking up Chumlee's habits. Then, plot twist, Rick offers her a part-time job. Lily beams. Chumlee snorts, "So you failed, huh?" The old man adds, "Word to your mother. These guys can't have one heartfelt moment without ruining it."
You're a fast learner, show up at work on time. You're gonna do well in life.
Thank you.
Rebecca arrives to inspect the Bible and instantly corrects the myths. There are more than 12 known copies, she explains, though still rare. She dives into the history of founders Russell, Majors, and Waddell, devout men who actually made writers swear not to drink or swear. Corey's face says it all. I'd drink after 100 miles on horseback. The woman's a walking encyclopedia, and Rick's hanging on every word.
So I asked Rebecca, stop by, and check it out.
What have we got?
This is a Pony Express Bible.
Rebecca flips open the Bible and spots something crucial. It's not a Pony Express copy. The gold-stamped inscription says Overland Mail Company, not Russell Majors and Waddell. Translation: close, but no cigar. The seller's crushed, but Rebecca redeems him fast. Still rare. I'd value it at $6,000 to $7,000. Rick's eyes go wide. In that shape? She nods. In that shape? Holy smokes, he just struck old, torn gold.
Yeah, you put me on a horse for 100 miles a day, and the first thing I do when I get off that thing is go to the bar.
Rick starts negotiating. The seller still wants $5,000. Rick offers $2,500. The seller pleads for $4,000. Nope. Rick smirks. My best is $3,000. They haggle like it's the Wild West, but finally, deal at $3,000. Seller laughs. I'll take the cash. Rick grins like a kid at recess. Another historical win. Turns out you can buy the good book for a price.
I had no idea this thing would be worth that much, especially when it's not actually a Pony Express Bible.
Meanwhile, Chumley's teaching Lily the art of silver polishing. You gotta use elbow grease, he insists. Lily mutters, I don't even know how to polish silver. Chumley smirks, you'll learn. Rick catches her mid-polish. Who told you to do this? Chum, she says. Rick groans. He's not your boss. Lily's too nice to complain, but you can tell she's wondering if this promotion was worth it.
Doesn't seem like something I should be doing. I don't even know how to polish silver.
You'll learn, trust me, this is what Rick wants.
Next customer, a rabbi with a chilling World War II propaganda poster. It reads, all the men of Litis, Czechoslovakia have been shot. Rick's stunned. That's powerful. The rabbi explains it was made by artist Deshawn, memorializing the massacre after the Nazis destroyed the Czech village of Litis. Those who forget history are bound to repeat it, he says. Heavy stuff. Rick calls in, you guessed it, Mark Hall Patton, history wizard and hat icon.
And this is an original poster depicting the Nazi brutality.
That is, hold on.
Mark arrives and confirms it's authentic. Deshawn worked for the US government, documenting Nazi atrocities, he explains. The story's brutal. After Reinhard Heydrich's assassination, the Nazis wiped Litis off the map to make an example. Corey shakes his head. If you can read this and not get pissed off, something's wrong with you. The rabbi nods. Rick asks, what do you want for it? $3,000, he replies. Fair.
You look more like a rabbi than I do.
Well, thank you.
Corey estimates they could sell it for $2,000 to $2,200. Rick goes straight to business. I'll give you $1,500. The rabbi smiles. Deal! They shake hands. Mark beams. History preserved, lesson learned. Corey jokes, that's the first time a rabbi ever gave us a discount. Rick grins. Yeah, but it's for a good cause. Powerful history. Fair price.
I mean, how much were you looking to get out of it?
$3,000.
Then, chaos shifts to sci-fi. A guy strolls in with a Pepsi R2-D2 vending machine from Japan. Corey lights up. This is the droid you're looking for. The seller owns over 2,000 Star Wars collectibles and even runs a store in Brazil. He proudly says it came from a 2006 promotion. Corey's already nerding out. If it works, I might have to keep it.
This is a Pepsi R2-D2 vending machine.
All right.
This is the droid you're looking for.
They flip the switch. Lights, sound, soda. It works perfectly. Corey's impressed but cautious. If something's made to collect, it's usually not collectible. The seller wants $5,000. Corey nearly chokes. It's cool, but not that cool. He offers $1,000. The seller argues, people would line up just to see this. Corey deadpans, I've got Picasso's in the back. Oof, the force is not with him.
And you got 2 dispensers. It usually holds around 10 cans each.
All right.
So you just press the button.
The seller drops to $3,500. Corey won't budge. Offer stands at $1,000. The man leaves disappointed, muttering, low ball. Corey just shrugs. Another day, another galactic ego deflated. It's not personal, it's business. Even when the business involves robots that serve soda.
I just don't see it worth $5,000. I'd offer you about $1,000 for it.
We end where we started. With Lily gone, Chumley's already posting an ad for a new intern. How much do we pay interns? He asks. Rick groans. Don't worry about it. Chumley claims he misses mentoring. The old man whispers, maybe we should get another one. Rick smirks. So we can get rid of the village idiot. Chumley squints. Wait, which one? Fade out. Perfectly chaotic ending.
What do you want to know?
Well, I was about to place an ad online looking for a new intern. I just wanted to know how much they made.
You know what, chum?